Right. Today I am going to discuss about the calyx. So the calyx is the one of the most important part in a flower. So where is the location of the calyx in a flower? So the calyx is outermost of the flower. So this is the outermost part of the flower. Okay. So next it is composed of sepals. So here sepals. The group of the sepals are called calyx. Group of the sepals are called calyx. See, this is the pedicel. On the pedicel, this is the pedicel. On the pedicel, a small swollen like structure is there. This is called thalamus. This is called thalamus. So on the thalamus, the distinct circles are there. This is the first circle, this is the second circle, this is the third circle, this is the fourth circle. So here this is the outermost circle. This is outermost circle on the thalamus. On the outermost circle of the thalamus occupies a small leaf like structures. They are called sepals. The sepals are together to form the calyx. So here sepals. So where is the sepals are present on the thalamus? The first wall of the on the thalamus, that is sepals are occupied. So sepals are occupied in the first circle of the thalamus. So this is the sepals. So these sepals are small green leaf like structures. They are called sepals. Okay, na? So these are the sepals. So next here, what is the functions of the sepals? So the calyx is provide functions of protection, protection of the inner parts of the flower. Okay, na? So what is the main function of the calyx? The calyx is provide protection of inner parts of the flower during the bud condition. Okay, na? This is the main function of the calyx. So next point, if the sepals are free, that sepals are called polysepalous condition. If the sepals are free, that sepals are called polysepalous condition. Next, if the sepals are united, they are called gamosepalous. So these two are the most important concept in the calyx. So here, if the sepals are free, they are called polysepalous. If the sepals are united, that sepals are called gamocephalous condition. Okay, na? So these two are the most important concept about the calyx. So generally the calyx is a fall off after the fertilization. After the fertilization. Generally the calyx is fall off after the fertilization. After the fertilization. Here see, sepals are fall off before fertilization. Before fertilization. Okay, na? So what are the example this concept here, that is argemone. Argemone. In argemone flowers, the sepals are fall off before fertilization. Before fertilization, the sepals are fall down. So that is this is the main concept. Example, the sepals are fall off before the fertilization, that is argemone. So next, sepals are fall off after fertilization. Sepals are fall off after the fertilization. After the fertilization. After the fertilization. So after the fertilization, the sepals are fall down. Sepals are fall down. So these sepals are called deciduous sepals. Deciduous sepals. So these are examples, that is the brassica. 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 In brassica flowers, the sepals are fall off after the fertilization. After the fertilization, that the sepals are called deciduous sepals. Example, brassica. Example, brassica. So next, some sepals in some flowers, sepals are remain attached even after the fertilization. After the fertilization. So here in some flowers, some sepals are remain attached even after the fertilization. Means after the fertilization, generally sepals are fall down, but in some flowers the sepals are attached to the fruit after the fertilization. After the fertilization, the fruit is formed. After the fruit is formed during the fertilization, the sepals are attached to the fruit. This condition is called, this type of sepals are called persistent sepals. Persistent sepals. So this is the three types of sepals in flowers. So here the sepals are fall off after the fertilization, that is a deciduous sepals. Example, brassica. In some flowers, sepals are remain attached even after the fertilization. After the fertilization, then the sepals are attached to the fruit. This type of sepals are called persistent sepals. Persistent sepals. So these are three types of sepals are there. Persistent means this is the, see here, persistent sepals. Okay, na? So here Three types of sepals are present in the flowers. So next, modifications of the sepals. What are the modifications of sepals? Modifications of sepals. Here the first one is petaloid sepal. Petaloid sepal. Generally sepals are modified into colored sepals. Generally the sepals are green in color, but in petaloid sepals the sepals are modified into colored sepals. So what are the examples of petaloid sepals? That is the Crossandra, that is a Musandra are the example for the petaloid sepal. So next, second one is pappus. Here sepals are modified into air-like structures. They are helps to the dispersal of seeds. So this is the main function of the pappus. The pappus is the main characteristic of feature of the Asteraceae family plant flowers having that is the pappus. The pappus is the modification of calyx. Sepals are modified into hair-like structures. They helps to the dispersal of the seed. So pappus is the characteristic feature of the Asteraceae family. Example Tridacus. Okay na? So these are two modifications of sepals. So next, third modification is that is the third modification of sepal, that is a balloon-like calyx. Okay na? So some calyx is modified into balloon-like structure. That structure is called that is a balloon-like calyx. It is observed in the Physalia. So in Physalia plant flowers, that is the balloon-like calyx is observed in Physalia. Okay na? So these are modifications of the sepals. Some sepals are modified into petaloid. Some sepals are modified into pappus, and some sepals are modified into balloon-like structures. That these are three types of modifications of the sepal.